Hey guys, I want to talk about comparison, and I feel like it's something that we all do. We all look at other people and compare things that we can see on the outside, relationships, really anything. And I feel like there's times where I tell my husband, for example, I tell my husband, go see, look at that guy. You're so lucky to have me as a wife or whatever. But God's created us all uniquely different. We all have different calls and plans for our lives and strengths and weaknesses. We can't really compare based on what we see on the outside. And that's what we as humans, we look on the outside, but God looks at the heart. And I have a few scriptures I want to share as well. In Galatians 6 verse 4, it says, "Let every person carefully scrutinize and examine and test his own conduct and his own work. He can have the personal satisfaction and joy of doing something commendable without resorting to boastful comparison with his neighbor." And verse 15 says, "It doesn't matter whether we have been circumcised or not." That's what we see on the outside, or things that are done on the outside. What counts is whether we have been transformed into a new creature in Christ Jesus. And that's true. The most important thing is whether we're transformed, and it's from the inside out. What we see many times on the outside isn't really what's going on in somebody's life. We don't know what trials they're going through or what struggles they've had to overcome in their lives. What we do know, though, is what God's uniquely designed us to do, or what He's called us to do. So we can, instead of focusing on other people and comparing our lives or certain situations to theirs, we need to keep our eyes on God, the author and the finisher of our faith, and follow His plans for our lives. In Ephesians 2, it says, "For we are God's masterpiece. He created us anew in Christ Jesus so we can do the good things He planned for us long ago." So He planned things for each one of us to do long before we were even born. And He put those things inside of us for what He's called us to. So something that's inside of me, and I'm called to a specific thing, somebody else trying to be like me or try to do the things that they see me doing, it's not going to work out right because they're not doing exactly what God ordained them to do. If they're trying to be somebody else or to fit into somebody else's mold, then there's going to be a gap somewhere else because they're leaving who they're supposed to be and trying to be somebody else. But God has a unique plan and purpose for each one of us. And the rest of it says, He has given each one of us a special gift through the generosity of Christ. And lastly, it says, He makes the whole body fit together perfectly. As each part does its own special work, it helps the other parts grow so that the whole body is healthy and growing and full of love. So we each have a part to play. We have specific piece of the puzzle, and if we're not going to fill somebody else's shoes, just as somebody else can't fill our shoes. And if somebody is trying to do that, like I said, there's going to be a gap where they're leaving their spot or what they're called to do. And in 2 Corinthians 10, it says, "They're only comparing themselves with each other, using themselves as the standard of measurement. How ignorant, without understanding, and behaving unwisely." So let's focus on who God's designed and called us to be, and not look at other people as our standard, but our standard should be Christ and following His example and just building a relationship with Him, getting to know Him so that we can be all that He's called us to be, and we're all in His image. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please comment below, let us know your thoughts. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Underground Church Network.
That's right, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/UCN.young. Like, comment, but most importantly, share.
Please follow us on Instagram at young_church.
And lastly, if you'd like to get involved in what we're doing or have topic ideas, you can email us at ucn.young@gmail.com.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.